what's up, everybody? Welcome back to another PGR reaction that is actually kind of partially a reaction I did last week, but I didn't realize that this would actually be something completely different than what was actually requested by azusaTaxhi. So I want to go back and listen to the version that azusaTaxhi actually wanted me to listen to. I could have done the long version last week. I just assumed it was like a loop or something, so I just moved on and assumed that the official upload was the same thing. Apparently it's not. So I'm going to listen to this whole thing this time and we'll see what happens. So without further ado, let's go. I'm kind of assuming this will start roughly where we were with last week, but I'm going to use it to like refresh. It could also come in later. I'm not sure. Okay, this sounds familiar, so this is probably the stuff I'd heard. I want to hear that motif come back in again. I feel like that was a little bit different. Maybe I'm crazy. The worst part is I won't really know what's new and what's old until I'm like really in here. Okay. I don't think I've heard this part. Dude, I'm like afraid to not listen closely. I feel like it would be an insult to azusaTaxhi, more so than I've already done. Well, this is definitely more dramatic overall. Obviously, the tension is in a very different place, given that I'm actually getting the boss theme here and not just the general motif and theme. I love that whole lead up to that like fall there. That was really neat. Had some counter rhythms going on. I mean, it's a boss theme. You gotta keep all your tensions really high until we get to here, I suppose. any of the drama away. It just moved where the drama was focused. A little bit of a rough cut there, but I love the dynamic switch up here. Because we're back to the familiar for me with this part, but like... coming off of everything that we had before, this definitely does have a different feeling. There's that motif. Okay, I mean, there was some roughness to this personal mix, but that's understandable, right? Like, I'm not gonna dock it points for having a fan edit it together. This did recontextualize some of the track, though. Mostly in that it started and ended with the song I was familiar with, but people were right. Everything else in the middle was completely different, and it was applying very much the same song, just in a more aggressive and tensious way. That's what I would expect out of a boss theme. That's why I was so surprised when the other one, which I thought was the boss theme, wasn't. And it was just kind of a beautiful piece all the way through. And I was like, this would be a weird boss. There's no way this is a boss. And that's why I was like, is this even the right video? Turns out, no. But now everything makes sense. This does also mean, though, that I've talked mostly about what I would have with this song in the other video, so you can watch that if you want to know the music theory stuff behind the main motif and theme of this one, the beginning and ending of this upload. But everything in between was just applying more tension. It was a lot more tension. That's basically it. Adding more energy, adding more drama. I like where they placed the drama. I like where they were shifting the drama, where it became like very heavy and like aggressive and dramatic, and then it like stepped back and started showing it more of like a sorrowful light instead. And then eventually backing out of that and going back into the more beautified theme that we're already familiar with. So it's like, okay, cool. I do understand now why people were like, bruh, when I didn't listen to the right upload, it makes sense. I just never know with fan mixes, because a lot of the time they're fine, but also I would say probably a good 40% of the time, it's just like a looped version or one that has like just some crusty upload quality compared to the official upload. And I just opt for the official ones a lot of the time. It's hard for me to know. I don't know if the fan upload's going to be a legitimate edit with like multiple versions of a song, different variations of it, different themes and different movements of the same fight, you know, or if it's just going to be a loop. You know, it's too hard to know. It's really too hard. If you want me to do that, specify that it is like you have to listen to this version if you want to request something yourself in the comments. Because if you don't, I'll probably find the official upload, because those tend to just be a higher quality version as a whole, because they have the original file. There's less compression there, and even though it all goes through YouTube's bullshit music compression and audio compression is terrible on the platform, it still could be worse. It could be Spotify, it could be SoundCloud. SoundCloud's pretty crispy, and not in the good way. It's more like a deep fried meme sort of quality that they add to a lot of their uploads, unfortunately. And Spotify is just shit all around. All their bullshit that they've done is terrible, but they also just crush and compress everything to just, here, let's auto level every single song. There's no dynamics on that fucking platform at all. Don't listen to music on Spotify. You're missing a lot of what makes the music breathe. And that's something that YouTube as an upload platform actually does maintain fairly well. It does compress the sound, but it also does a little bit better at managing those levelings. It doesn't force it through a bunch of like compressors and shit. It just one or two passes of like digital compression to go through. Not glazing YouTube. They're still not great at it, but it's better than some other ones tend to be. But that's a completely separate subject. But this song also, again, given the little that was in there that was actually different compared to what I talked about last time, there's not too much else going on there. It's just a bigger, more bombastic version of it, especially in that more angry version of the track. And there's a lot of different things going on within that, but musically, it's basically just cranking the dials up on the aggro meter versus the more beautified theme of just Serene Embers itself. So I think that's about all I gotta say on this one. This video is probably gonna end up underwhelming as a result of that, but it's a really beautiful song, and I definitely now see my own error in my ways here. And I actually feel extra bad about this one, because I usually encourage people to link their version if they want me to listen to a specific version, and I just didn't this time around. Hazard gave it to me. They gave me the link, and they're like, this one, and I'm like, nah. Like, I feel like an idiot, you know? But at the same time, I just didn't know better, and that's in my own bad. Everyone makes mistakes, and I know that I feel like I'm apologizing, like I should pop out a ukulele here or some bullshit, but like, it's just me not knowing in my own ignorance. I done goofed. So if you have something else you want me to get to from PGR, by all means, drop in the comments below. But if you don't want to do any of that, maybe just want to follow me and support me for more stuff coming in the future that I promise I'll get to the proper version of next time, then you know how to do all that, and I'll see all of you in the next video. Goodbye!